I applied for my visa, and then because of COVID, you go onto the platform and you can't even get a date.
To talk about in today's video the different kinds of ways that you can actually acquire a US visa. First timers need to take extra caution and be sure of the dates that they want to go for, so when the window is open, they pick it.
I want to come back and develop my account. I was like, oh boy, oh boy.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Mira here, and thank you guys for always coming back, and thank you for clicking. Today we have a new setup. Guys, please comment down below if you like this setup better. So guys, let me know if you like this setup better or if I should continue using a plain background. In today's video, as you can tell, we are in a different setup and we are with someone new. So this is going to commence my chit chat with Mira for the year 2022. Happy New Year, guys, and thank you guys for always sticking with me. And guys, like I mentioned in my last video, kindly do well to check out the community tab, because that is where I would be posting things that I'm not able to down and make a video. I always go ahead to post on my community tab. Sabina, finally, welcome to my channel. This lady right here has her own YouTube channel called Sabina A, of which I would be leaving down below in the description box, and I'll be pinning in the comment section. Guys, she is a typical example of the resilience I've been talking about on this channel, because she just came here for her master's, and I actually want to talk about in today's video the different kinds of ways that you can actually acquire a US visa. So now, say you've finally gotten your school and you are definitely going to go for an interview process, right? So first of all, we need to talk about how you got the documents and how your visa interview went, and then you're finally here. Because when you hear from a horse's mouth, I came here over 5 years ago. My time and her time is completely different. So I need you guys to get an updated information on how things are going right now, how things are currently at the embassy. And then if this is the kind of video you want to watch, guys, please stay tuned. Okay guys, welcome back to Mira Moves. Like I said in today's video, it's a chit chat, and I'm here with Sabina A. She has her own YouTube channel, and we are here to talk about how you can get your visa, as a US student. First of all, I need you guys to realize that there are different types of student visa to the US. We have a J1 visa and we have an F1 visa. Someone had asked me in the comment section, I'll be pinning it somewhere here, what's the difference between a J1 and an F1? A J1 visa is very much limited than an F1 visa. An F1 visa gives you the opportunity to work after school for a limited amount of time depending on your program. A J1 doesn't. An F1 visa can also give you the opportunity to bring some of your family, maybe your spouse or your child. A J1 necessarily might not give you. For the F1, you have an F1 for yourself, and then you have an F2 for your beneficiary, right? For the J1 and J2, it doesn't really work like that, given the amount of limitations. So basically, if you are being admitted to a university and you are being granted full funding, it's best for you to know what kind of university is this and what kind of visa would they be able to give me. Usually the community colleges are able to give you the J1 visa, and then the international universities and the larger universities have the capacity of providing the F1 visa. So you need to be sure of, first of all, the kind of university that you want to apply to, and second of all, be sure of their capacity of what kind of visa they can give you. So for instance, you've gotten your school. What is the next process? So Sabina, how was the process for you? How did you feel when you got admitted into Ohio University?
Oh my goodness. So when I got my school, I was like, oh great, alhamdulillah, because that night I couldn't sleep. I don't know, for some reason. So I checked my email and boom, congratulations. But then even though you had gotten the school, you still are like not settled, because you still have to go through the visa process. I applied for my visa, and then I thought that was it. I thought it was going to just be easy. You applied or say, oh okay, student, so pam, go. No, there is, because of COVID, you go onto the platform and you can't even get a date. So what you have to do is to pick the most available dates. And I was like, bro, I need to get to the US by August, at least August 20th, because school starts
fall semester, right?
Exactly. And I was like, I couldn't get a date. The date I was getting was in 2022 somewhere. I was like, Irade, come and do something, because at this point I didn't know what to do. So my friend was like, no, you know what, you have to pick the most available dates, because you can change and then
do the expedited one.
Exactly. So I picked any date and then I did the expedited, And then even with the expedited, I couldn't get it as soon as possible.
But what documents, if you don't mind, do you need to provide additionally? Do you need to tell them when your orientation dates are and when your school is actually starting as proof of why you need to get there early?
Yeah, so for instance, I already had a fellowship that I got into. So before I even started school, there was a fellowship something I applied and I got in. So I attached that document of me getting a fellowship because I needed to start the project before school started.
Wow.
So I added that document. I added my school, the offer letter stating the date that school was going to begin, so they will see that, okay, it's not because I just want to be in the US, right? So I attached both documents. Because of COVID, we are dealing with the numbers.
But were you vaccinated? Do you need to be vaccinated in Ghana?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I vaccinated in Ghana. I mean, that was even before, when you're going for your visa interview, you don't need a vaccination.
Okay.
Yeah, so that wasn't even necessary. So the most important thing is to get your documentations to prove to them that you need an expedited something. So I still didn't get it. So I had to keep checking the dates. Until finally they sent me an emergency link. So apparently I should have checked the email immediately they sent it.
Yeah.
But I didn't see the email. So guys, please check your email. If you know you have a visa interview to go to, keep checking your email. Just put it on notification because I missed it.
I think generally most schools in West Africa, because that's where we are from, that's where we can speak to, our university doesn't have emails for students. So it's like we use our general Gmail.
Yeah.
It's only faculty that has like .edu
Exactly.
emails. So you really want to be on top of your game for your emails.
Yeah.
Be on top of your game.
And God knows what would have happened if I didn't have a friend to help me keep checking my page. So apparently when they give you that email with the link there, it gives you the most available date so that you can just easily get the emergency. Yeah. But then I didn't get that, so I missed the window. But then I still had the link, so I could still pick. So I ended up picking about 2 months earlier than the 2022 one, which was, I was like, okay, I can deal with that, right? Because you have the opportunity to keep changing the dates, because some people drop off. Some people might cancel their interview or something might happen.
Yes.
So you just have to keep checking. And the page is so many people are on it. By the time you see a date and you decide to click,
You don't have second chances to like keep thinking and considering.
No.
If you see something that works for you, pick it and just make sure you sorted your slot.
Exactly. So I had to be on there, keep checking. And then I had other friends who were also trying to get to do their interview. So they were also checking and it's like, oh, Sabina, I got it. So quickly also go on there and then try to see if you can get a new date.
So basically building a community of people who are like looking for the same thing is also very important.
Very, very important. Because some people have studied the
algorithm and the system.
So they know how it works. They know when the window opens. So you can check. I think some people said 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 5 p.m., 9 p.m. So you can check those times if you're also looking to get an interview date.
So would you say that people who have, because I have a different perspective from a couple of people I spoke to. So would you say if you have a visa already and you are going in for a renewal, picking a date is easy?
I think so. Because a friend of mine who had been to the US before, even though he also struggled for it, but he even ended up getting a date before me.
Oh, so basically now first timers are the ones that are usually having a hard time picking. So guys, that's where you hear it. First timers need to take extra caution and be sure of the dates that they want to go for. So when the window is open, they pick it.
Exactly.
Another perspective I have from a couple of people I spoke to was that if you have an existing visa, for instance, you are on a B1 or B2 visitors visa, changing for an interview date for an F visa becomes easy, and that's where you don't have to be there in person. When you get your admission, the school sends you a service form of which you need to pay the service fee, and I believe the service fee right now is 250 350. So the service fee now is 350 USD, of which for expedited service fee payments, it's best if you pay Western Union than money order, because when you do the Western Union, the USCIS receives the notification faster. So when you do the Western Union 350 USD payment, then you can get an F1, right?
Yeah, but then if you also know someone in the US, the person can pay for you, then you pay the person back.
Okay.
That one is also
faster.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you have any contacts in the US, it's best for you to, like she said, help make the person pay here in the US so they can get notified faster, and then you can get your F1 that contains your document, because most often than not, the I-20 is what you need for the interview.
Yeah.
So now, if, like I was saying, if you have a B1 or B2 visitor's visa and you are trying to change to an F1 visa, they don't necessarily have you there in person, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
So you need to just send in or mail in these documents, and then all your supporting documents as well, and bam, you've gotten the visa. So these are the different ways at which you can get visas. First timers, people who are kind of like already on a different type of visa and they are now migrating to the F1 or F1 or F2 visa, and then people who have been in the US already and they want to get a new visa. That's like even if they were in the US already, but then whatever the duration of status that they have is expired and they're trying to get a new visa. That way it's easier for them to get a new visa interview date than new users. So what was your interview process like? I remember mine like it was yesterday, but how was what were the questions that they were asking you?
Why I chose the school.
Okay.
Yeah, so why I chose the University of Cincinnati, and then what I hope to do at the end of my program.
Did they ask you if you want to come back home?
No, they didn't even ask me that.
They asked me if I was gonna come back home, and I know I said in my most recent video that I made about like job offers and the reasons why you should choose a university. I also made mention of universities that have a likelihood of giving you job opportunities, because most often than not, I believe Sabina might even want to stay in the US after high school, because that's how they'll say, oh, I want to go back and help my country.
Oh, I actually didn't say that.
I want to go back to Ghana. I want to help my country. I want to make Ghana a better place. And then 5 years down the line, she's still here.
So there was actually someone who was, you know how the cubicles
are?
The one after and before me was asked the question. So yeah, I want to come back and develop my country. I was like, oh boy, oh boy.
That's what I love people say. So me, that's what I said. I said I was very much chemistry inclined, and I'm really passionate actually about Ghana and Africa and Pan-Africanism, and I really want to come
Which
back.
You are, please.
And I really want to come back and do something. I didn't state when. I said when I finish. It can be after. It can be after. It can be immediately after.
You can visit.
I said after, right? So there's some points. There's some, I'm coming after, of which I would definitely go back to Ghana and do a lot of things, because I really, 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 really love motherland, Ghana, and everything. So guys, that is it for this video. I believe we've been able to successfully talk about all of the visa questions and how to secure your visa and get approved. And we don't really want you to go to the visa interview and then get bounced. So we've already talked about things you need to do, how to secure an interview date, and the likely questions that they might ask, and the supporting documents that you need to bring. Before we go, we want to talk about the bank statement thing, because I know a lot of people are having issues with the bank statement.
Yeah, so the bank statement, you need to make sure it's very current. Some people have like 6 months old or 7 months old. You at least it should be like 5 months. Even though it's like it says 6 months, you don't want to be exactly 6 months. So you can make it like a 5 month old or a 3 or 4 month old. That way they know. And it should be an account that is constantly running. So
not like a dormant, a leap sum of money.
No. It should be one that is running. So if you know someone who has like a business, trading business, like those kind of things that the person is constantly putting in money, doing those kind of stuff.
How does the person need to be related to you for you to use the person? And does the person need to provide a letter to support that they are making their funds available to you?
Okay, so there is a form that you need to fill, stating the person's name, the business, the person's children, your relation with the person. I mean, honestly, you don't need to have like, the person doesn't have to be like your blood relation, but if you have very good relationship with the person, you could just say, oh hey, I'm trying to apply to school, and then they're asking me for a bank statement, of which I do not have, so kindly assist me. So you could put the person as your auntie or your uncle or something that would just take that off, right? But then the person doesn't have to have too many dependents, right? Don't go and put the person has 8 children, like 8, and I come to take care of you, like, so and the person has to be willing to pay, for instance, if your school is giving you $4K and then maybe you need additional 1K, you would have to say that the person is supporting you with the 1K.
When in actual fact, you might be the one, or your family might be the one paying, but that person is, because you're using their bank account, they need to be able to say they are willing to dip out with so and so money.
Oh, I see. Because the school needs to be sure that you have a support, because when if you have money in the bank, it means you can actually pay someone, right? So that's just the idea. Make sure that the person has a relationship with you, the person doesn't have too many kids. Even if they have too many kids, you can just maybe write 3 of them, right? And then you say, oh, the person is willing. I think one person was also asked, because of the way the cubicles are, you get to hear the questions that people are being asked. But please don't be too concerned about that, else you get thrown off.
Yeah, you get thrown off.
What you have to say is, oh, maybe the person has been interested in you pursuing school and your education.
More like a mentor.
Exactly. So you can just say something along those lines and then you'll be fine, right? So just have someone. It could be your friend's mother who has a store or something. For instance, I took mine from my friend's mother, who was very nice. Shout outs to you, you know yourself. So just do that and then write the person's name and then her business, and then they'll just keep checking. They'll cross check to see if the account is true.
That's wow. Thank you so much for that, and I really appreciate you sharing your experience, guys. Like I said in the beginning of the video, Sabina A has a YouTube channel, of which I'll be leaving in the link. Please guys, check her out. She has awesome content, and we have filmed a collab over there as well. So guys, why don't you go on there, head over there and check it out and say Mira brought me here, guys. Once again, thank you so much and happy new year, guys. This year we are bringing you content back to back quality, premium content, and we are serious with what we are saying, guys. So please support by sharing, liking, and leaving a comment in the comment section down below. In my next video, guys. Bye.